In a shocking twist that threatens to upend what's left of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's carefully curated public image, Meghan Markle is reportedly at the center of an explosive exposé, and this time, the threat isn't coming from the British royal family but from one of America's most powerful dynasties, the Kennedys. Sources close to both camps allege that the Kennedy clan is prepared to go public with bombshell evidence of a secret divorce strategy Meghan has been crafting behind closed doors. A move that could destroy Prince Harry's already fragile relationship with his family and torpedo the Sussexes' remaining credibility in the public eye. The tension stems from Meghan's increasingly strained relationship with not just Harry but with his dwindling circle of allies who have grown alarmed by what insiders describe as her coldly calculated plans. Reports suggest that Meghan has been quietly maneuvering for months to distance herself from Prince Harry. Not for personal liberation but for financial and reputational gain. According to individuals close to the Kennedy family, the Duchess has been in contact with key media and legal consultants with the goal of executing a quiet and clean separation. But her ambitions may have backfired. It is believed that Meghan, who has long harbored political aspirations, sought to leverage her ties to American political royalty, namely the Kennedys, to build influence in U.S. circles, particularly ahead of the 2024 and now 2028 election cycles. However, Meghan's aggressive social climbing appears to have ruffled feathers within the Kennedy orbit. What began as mutual interest soured when the Kennedys reportedly felt used by Meghan, who they claim sought their association purely for optics while dismissing their values and legacy behind closed doors. One Kennedy insider, speaking on condition of anonymity, revealed that certain family members became aware of Meghan's covert efforts to secure high-profile donors and consultants while privately plotting to rebrand herself as a single, independent political figure unburdened by her royal baggage. It wasn't just about Harry. She wanted out and she wanted the freedom to craft a new American identity. But she overplayed her hand, the source said. This internal rupture took a more dramatic turn when the Kennedy family reportedly obtained documents and testimonies detailing Meghan's private communications, including alleged discussions with divorce attorneys and high-powered publicists. These materials, now said to be in the hands of at least two major American media outlets, paint a picture of a woman orchestrating her exit with surgical precision, all while maintaining a public facade of unity with Prince Harry. Royal observers have long speculated about the state of the Sussexes' marriage, especially after a series of awkward public appearances, separate travel schedules, and noticeable absences from joint interviews and major events. But if these new revelations hold up, particularly coming from the Kennedys, whose political credibility far outweighs celebrity gossip, the fallout could be catastrophic. Some insiders suggest that Prince Harry has been kept in the dark about the full scope of Meghan's plans. He's been isolated, emotionally manipulated, and led to believe they're in it together, said one former royal aide. The truth is, she's been planning her departure for a long time, and she's been ruthless about it. Even more damning are reports that Meghan sought to use her role as a mother to secure sympathy and future leverage in custody battles or potential media narratives. Legal experts following the case warn that any documentation proving intentional alienation or emotional manipulation of Harry could not only sway public opinion but severely impact future legal negotiations, especially if Harry chooses to fight for joint custody or challenge the terms of their financial separation. Meanwhile, the Kennedy camp has reportedly issued a warning to Meghan: back off or they'll go public. Some speculate this move is a form of retaliation, not just for political betrayal but for what one insider called a masterclass in manipulation that the family refuses to endorse. For Meghan, whose brand hinges on empowerment, feminism, and integrity, the exposure of such a plot would be deeply damaging. Already, public trust in the Sussexes has eroded following inconsistencies in their Netflix docuseries, their high-profile interviews, and the publishing of Prince Harry's memoir Spare, which painted a portrait of a deeply conflicted and emotionally frayed man. A portrayal many now believe was curated to evoke sympathy in anticipation of Meghan's next move. In the end, whether the Kennedys will make good on their threat remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: this is no longer palace intrigue or tabloid fodder. This is a high-stakes transatlantic drama involving power, betrayal, and the unraveling of a union once touted as a fairy tale. Meghan may have plotted her escape thinking she held all the cards, but she may have underestimated the influence and vengeance of a family with nothing left to lose and everything to protect. And as the world watches this unravel in real time, The question remains, was Meghan ever truly in it for love, or was it always a means to an end? As that question echoes across media outlets and private conversations alike, more voices from Harry's inner circle are beginning to speak, not just in whispers, but with conviction. Former friends and aides are reportedly breaking ranks, corroborating stories of Meghan's alleged manipulation behind the scenes. Some describe a gradual shift in Harry's behavior since their move to California, isolation from longtime confidants, a growing dependency on Meghan's advisors, and an almost scripted public presence that contrasts starkly with his once authentic personality. Insiders claim Meghan's ambitions were clear from the beginning, to use her royal title as a stepping stone into elite American politics and entertainment, a strategy many now believe was never meant to include Harry in the long term. Even her business ventures, from archetypes to book deals, appear increasingly centered around her individual narrative, subtly pushing Harry further into the background. What's most chilling is the alleged timing of it all. With Prince Harry estranged from his family and stripped of royal patronages, he stands more vulnerable than ever. And if Meghan walks away now, as documents suggest she might, she leaves behind a man isolated from his roots, financially dependent on shared ventures, and at risk of becoming the ultimate collateral damage in her calculated ascent.